Okay, so we have Chenka bank account with 3% interest compounded monthly. Let's write down the information that we know here. The rate is 0.03. K, I don't know if that's the letter that we used, but I'll write the formula down so that we can get this right. This is the number of compounding periods per year. Number of years is 7. And the original deposit, the present value, if you will, is $4,000. I'm going to use this. The future value is equal to the present value times 1 plus the rate over the number of compounding periods times, or to raised to this power of NK. Here again, I think I've emphasized this before. You really need to be super careful when you're doing this on your calculator. Let me write down what I'm going to do first, and then I'll talk you through using your calculator. So 0.03 over 12 to the 12 times 7. So what I would highly recommend doing this is working through this one step at a time. I'm actually going to do two things first. So 12 times 7 is 84. And then this will be 1.0025. So if you do just the little bit on your calculator, the 0.03 divided by 12, you should get 0.0025, and then add that to 1. So do these things a little bit at a time. And now I'm going to pull out my calculator and actually do the exponential part, 1.0025 raised to the power of 84. And that gives me this, that F is 4,000 times 1.23335. And then on my calculator, I just multiply that number by 4,000. And I got this, 4933.42. And that's the future value of that money. All right, let's try this next one. Hank now has an account that earns 12% interest compounded quarterly. So here the rate is 12%, 0.12. The compounding period, there's 4 per year. Number of years is 8. And the present value is 9,000. Make that 9,000. And so I'm going to do the same thing. The future value is got ahead of myself here, is the present value times 1 plus the rate over the number of compounding periods raised to the NK. So in our case, we have 9,000 times 1 plus 0.12 over 4 raised to the power of 8 times 4. Here again, I'm going to go slowly, do, 2 steps at a time, but this will be 1.03 raised to the 32nd. So 8 times 4 is 32, and then 0.12 divided by 4 is 0.03. Now I'll do 1.03 raised to the power of 32. And I got 2.575. Which is a surprising amount. I'm going to have to double check my math, but if that's right, then this is what I'll have. I'm just going to double check this on my calculator just to make sure I've typed everything in correctly. So we have 1.03 to the power of 32. Yep, that's what I got. So I guess I could put a 1 here just to be more precise. But so there's my, if you rounded more than I did, you would get slightly different digits, but it should be in the same ballpark. Okay, so we're up here with tank now. We have 15%. We never went over APY, so let's just say this, that this not on exam, but interesting. Anyway, okay, so APY is equal to the amount of interest paid to $1 in 1 year. So basically you can work this one out. It's not that hard. I'm going to do this even though it's not on the exam. So in our case, the present value of this money is 1. The number of compounding periods is 365 because we're doing this compounded daily. The interest rate is 15%, and the number of years is 1. So let's see. We have the future value is the present value times 1 plus the rate over the compounding periods times NK. So in our case, it's just 1 times 1 plus the rate over 365 raised to the power of 1 times 365. So here I'll just be super careful and I will do 0.15 divided by 365. And I got this 1,2,3,4,1,096. I think that'll be enough digits. 365. And this 1 at the front end is just 1 times anything is what you get. So now I'm going to raise this to the power of 365. Oh, crud. 1.000. I did something bad on my calculator. So I have to type it all back in. Raised to the power of 365. And I got 1.161799. Okay, so this part, that is the annual percentage yield. So that would be 0.161, I'll go with 8, which is equal to 16.18%. That's too scrunched up there. See, can I make it a little bit even more scrunched up? Yeah, apparently I can. Anyway, that would be the answer. And so that's interesting nonetheless. Okay, so this is looking like something that we've done already. Wank gets 6% compounded monthly. So let's start filling in the blanks down here. Let's pick a color. We'll go with blue this time. So 6%, compounded monthly. So let's get rid of that. K is 12, rate is 0.06. The original amount is $10,000. Number of years is 8. So I'm just filling in the blanks here. And, I see. Oh, this is not one like we did. Okay, yes, it is like what we did. Yeah, this is good. Okay, we want to know how much we need. So how much we need at the end. So then to do this, we're going to fill in the rest of this. That's why I've got this here to make it easy, hopefully, on you. So R over K is going to be 0.005. N times K is 8 times 12, which is 96. And now for D. So for D, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to plug everything that we have here. So all of this stuff gets plugged into that, and we get this expression over here. So 10,000, and we're going to have to do just a little bit of algebra. I know it's uncomfortable. 10,000 is equal to D times 1 plus 0.005 to the 96th power minus 1 over 0.005. So do this in stages. It's much safer that way. So on my calculator, I will do, okay, I'll write it down. 1.005 to the 96th minus 1. Okay, that gets me 1.61141427. I know some of you are already done with this, but I need to do it very slowly and carefully. Multiply both sides by the 0.005. And so 0.005 times 10,000 is equal to D times 0.61141427. And then I'm going to divide both sides by the 0.6. Here, I'll actually do the calculation. 10,000 times 0.005 is 50. So 50 divided by 0.61141427. So divide that by 0.61141427. And I have $81. So 81.41 apparently. So $81.41 is the answer there. All right, look at this. We get to do just one problem from this section here, the fun section. I know you might have not thought of it as fun at the time, but after all of this financial math, it's like, oh, that's so easy. So here, it's super easy. We're just connecting up the characters. So we have a astonished guy plus a finger, plus a coil of rope, plus 1 left over, so that's 1010101 is the answer to that. Here I've got 3 tadpoles or 3 fish, whatever they are, so that's 300,000. 2 lotus flowers, so 2,000 for the 2 lotus flowers. 1 heel bone, so 302010. Lovely. You know what? Let's just do this one down here just to get her done with the Egyptian. And so here we have one astonished person. 3,000 is 3 lotus flowers. I'm just basing this on the chart at the very top. Draw them as best you can. You don't have to get them perfect. And then 2 coils of rope. Over here, 410. So we got 4 tadpoles or 4 fish. You can draw them however you want. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1 finger. And then 1 heel bone. So you're probably going to draw yours to look better than mine, but you're getting what you're getting.